Okay, so if you're like me and you've never made tofu before, this is what it looks like when you buy it in the store. And it's important to note that it's filled with water. So I just perforated the edges here, let it drain off. So now I'm gonna harvest it out of this little container. And it's still really wet and full of moisture, so I'm gonna wrap it in a clean, absorbent towel. I'm gonna put it on this plate, and then I'm gonna let something heavy sit on top of it so we can get it really dry. It's important that the tofu is dry when we bake it so it gets really crispy. While the tofu is being pressed, now you can chop up your vegetable of choice. So I chose broccoli, and I added some herbs and spices on there, added some garlic, and added some rosemary and thyme. And just a reminder that herbs and spices are a great way to replace salt in your diet. And that's my oven saying it's ready for them to go in. Now that my tofu is dried, I've tossed it with olive oil and low sodium soy sauce. Okay, so now that I added my olive oil and soy sauce, I added some cornstarch to give it a little crunch. It's important when you are putting it on the baking sheet to make sure that no pieces are touching. I'm gonna put it in here at 400 degrees, leave it for 15 minutes, and then I will turn over the pieces again for another 15 minutes, and then it'll be ready. Okay, now this is our easy peanut sauce, and I added creamy peanut butter, low sodium soy sauce, a little bit of brown sugar, half of a lime, some garlic and ginger, and then I added some hot water just to thin it out. All right, so now we're gonna build our healthy bowl. You can see we've got our whole grains, our vegetables, our source of protein. One aspect of mindful eating that's important to think about is picking a bowl or a plate that you enjoy, that you think is pretty, and that you're gonna be excited about eating out of. So I've got my bowl that I enjoy here. I'm gonna put half a cup of my brown rice, and I've added some carrots in there. That's just something I wanna do to add more veggies into my diet, but just a half a cup, it doesn't look like much, but that's one serving of whole grains. Now I'm going to add a whole cup of roasted vegetables, and I chose broccoli. So I'm gonna put 2 of these in here. All right, and then now for the protein, I just add half a cup of my roasted tofu. Try and scoop this in, it's a little bit hot still. Get a couple more in here. Add a couple more. So I've got half a cup of my roasted tofu, and then now I've got my fine peanut sauce that we made earlier. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of this just to coat everything. And then we'll mix it together and we'll have our healthy bowl. All right, another important aspect of eating that is a relatively new conversation is this idea of mindful eating. So you can see here in this bowl, this is what a balanced meal looks like as far as vegetables and carbohydrates and our protein. Got a little bit of source of fat in there too with our peanut butter sauce. But some other aspects of mindful eating, I already talked about putting it in a fun bowl. Do what would be fun for you to enjoy eating out of. Be grateful for your food before you just start digging in. Take a moment and just enjoy and be thankful for the food that you have in front of you. I already talked a little bit about portion size, but that really just looks like half a cup of whole grains. It looks like 2 ounces of animal meat. It can look like a lot less than what we're served in restaurants. Eat slowly, savor and chew your food. Eat with friends and enjoy the conversation. Enjoy being there with them and your time together. Another big thing is to simply pay attention to your fullness cues. So start eating when you're hungry and stop eating when you're full. These are just some great ways to be mindful as we're eating, enjoy our food, and enjoy the people that we're with.